Peeps, what up, man? Tony Baker here, back with another random roll up of that verbal cardio, man. What y'all talking about out here, man? You know I got the water on deck. I got the water on deck. I don't even be discriminating about the water. It's only a few waters that I just refuse to dabble in. So you'll see me with all kind of different water brands or whatever, just as long as I get that water in my system. Anyway, man, we out here, Houston, Texas, about to do a show. And I wanted to talk to y'all about cost of living. Like, I don't know how y'all living your lives out here. Some of y'all are homeowners, some of y'all are renting, some of y'all are crashing with roommates, some of y'all are staying with your parents. Whatever the case may be, some of y'all might even be on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, we all trying to make a living, get a roof over our head, you know what I'm saying? Just exist, comfortably without getting rained on, without sleeping outside on the cold concrete or a park bench. You know what I mean? Like I say, bench. So the bench is one of those words you gotta bring it when you say bench. You know what I'm saying? The park bench. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to go all in on the B. You know what I mean? Anyway, they put out a list of the most expensive cities. Out of the 75 biggest cities in the U.S., they ranked them on average monthly cost of living. Okay, now I'm not sure where y'all are at in the world, what cities you live in, what you live near, what cities you used to live in, where you at now, where you were at before. But man, this list, and as you may know, some of y'all are probably, if you take a guess right now, what would you say the most expensive city in America is? What's your guess right now? Guess, say it to yourself, say it out loud. Let's see if it matches up with what the most expensive city is. San Francisco. San Francisco has the highest cost of living in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? They wilding out here. The average is $4,210.60 a month. That's the average monthly cost in San Francisco. That's average. Average, man. And here are the bottom five. Now I'll start with the cheaper side. You know what I'm saying? What city would you think has the lightest cost of living? And it's a city I bash on quite regularly. El Paso, Texas. El Paso, Texas is number one on the cost of living. The average monthly cost of living in El Paso is $1,182.96. Yo, I am not a fan of El Paso. I'm just not a fan. I used to live in Las Cruces, New Mexico. I went to New Mexico State. El Paso is only like 45 minute drive from Las Cruces. It's a big city, but I feel like El Paso has zero character. I feel like it ain't got no character. There's no character. I feel like they're not even included in Texas. I feel like Texas don't even consider them a part of the clique. Because Texas, you hear about Dallas, Houston, with Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston, Austin, you know what I'm saying? San Antonio. You hear about Corpus Christi. You hear about all you hear about all these Texas cities all the time. But you rarely hear about El Paso. And it's a big city. Like, a lot of people live there, but just nobody cares. Nobody cares. So to see it number one on here, I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? Because Arlington, Texas is on here. Corpus Christi, Texas is on this list. Plano, Texas is here. Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston is represented here. Dallas is represented here. Austin. And Austin is the most expensive city in Texas, according to this list. Austin is number 57 out of 75. So Austin has the highest cost of living. You always hear about Austin. Everybody I talk to, they love Austin. Like, I've never heard Austin get a bad review until I actually went to Austin, and I was just like, it's kind of just all right. But I need to give it another chance. But when I went to Austin, I wasn't that impressed. Like, especially given the hype of Austin, I was like, oh, Austin about to be off the hook. But when I was there, I was like, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Here are the top 5 cheapest cities in America, you know what I'm saying? Lincoln, Nebraska is number 2. Toledo, Ohio. I've been there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Toledo. Wichita, Kansas. Louisville, Kentucky. I will say this about Louisville. First of all, when you say Louisville, you say it like that. Don't say Louisville. Louisville Slugger. Louisville, no, you say Louisville. That's how they say it down there. Louisville. It's kind of like you just Louisville. What? I mean, Louisville, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Louisville, Kentucky, this year, out of the tour we've been doing, Louisville is like my #1 show for the tours this year. And y'all know we probably 60-something cities in, 60-something shows in to the tour. I rank Louisville as #1 in terms of just crowd energy, the flow, everything just clicked magically in that show in Louisville. So shout out to them. And apparently, it's pretty cheap to live out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Muhammad Ali, whose house is still out there. Not even far. Muhammad Ali's house, it's not even far from the venue we performed at. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Muhammad Ali. Okay, further down the list, we number 6 is Tulsa, Oklahoma. Shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Now that might be cheap because there's a lot of tornadoes in Tulsa. A lot of people don't want to be out there in Tornado Alley because you know you got your little house, you got your little thing going. You know what I'm saying? You putting it in, getting it over, and then the tornado be like, "Nah, I'm about to take all this." Tornado just pull up, I'm about to take everything you got, your little cookout set, your little patio grill. I'm taking all the bricks off your roof, everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've been to Tulsa. My brother used to live in Tulsa. I spent a lot of time in Tulsa. I had a good time. Very green, you know what I'm saying? But them tornadoes were gonna pull up on that ass. And Memphis, Tennessee is number 7. Shout out to Memphis, the musical city, you know what I'm saying? The blues, you know what I'm talking about? Memphis, I had a good show in Memphis. My boy brought me a painting that he did of me in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee, home of 3-6 Mafia, you know what I'm saying? Memphis, Young Buck, you know what I'm saying? 8Ball and MJG, Memphis, Tennessee. Hustle and flow, man. It's hard out here for a pimp, man. You know what I'm saying? Lexington, Kentucky. Albuquerque, New Mexico is number 9. Let me tell y'all something, man. Albuquerque, New Mexico. I like Albuquerque. I'm a fan of Albuquerque. I've lived there for periodically because my ex-wife is from there. She was born in Albuquerque, raised in Albuquerque, and a huge family that migrated from New York to Albuquerque. And my youngest son, Sincere, was born in Albuquerque, man. I like Albuquerque. You get mountains. You got population, you got theaters out there, you got stuff to do. You can just ride to Santa Fe or like Taos or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you just want to road trip it up, you can go to Phoenix, ain't far, you know what I'm saying? You got options in Albuquerque. You got casinos out there, don't slip, man. And you also got meth if you're into that. That's what Breaking Bad was set in. Breaking Bad was set in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They number 9 on the list. Mesa, Arizona is number 10. I don't know what's cracking in Mesa. I didn't even know Mesa was big enough to be included on this list, but apparently it's on here. So Corpus Christi is number 15, Tucson is number 16, Stockton, California is, I haven't heard good things about Stockton, California, man. And, you know, they would mention Stockton on Sons of Anarchy, you know what I'm saying? And that show, it was just, you didn't want to live nowhere near around where they were living in Sons of Anarchy. Fresno, California. Let me tell you something about Fresno. I did this comedy competition there. I had a great set. I had a fantastic set in the comedy competition, and I didn't advance to the next round because they had friends that advanced to the next round.
I'm sorry.
I'm doing a video for my...
Doing a video for your thing?
Yeah, man, we in here.
We do interruptions on our videos.
It's all good, you know what I'm saying? It's all part of the real.
This Grant?
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah, he asked for it?
Yeah. He was saying, where's Tony with my eyes
all
on
him, man.
All right.
That's all him right there.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. So I do the competition, do well. I do well in it, man. Like, you know, it's not just me being delusional. Like, it was just, you know, you can feel it, you can tell the audience was there. They didn't advance me. The person they did advance didn't even do half as good. He was cool with the guy in charge of it. I never liked Fresno ever since, man. Fresno. That's the armpit of California, man. Fresno. If you're from Fresno and you really rock with me, no disrespect to you, but Fresno's trash. St. Louis, Missouri is number 19. You know, St. Louis, last year on the Real Comedians and Social Media Tour, St. Louis was my favorite show of the year, of the tour. You know what I mean? And that was my favorite one last year. This year, they weren't as good as they were last year, but St. Louis is still dope. It's a lot of abandoned houses in St. Louis, a bunch, but you can get a lot of real estate for a good price in St. Louis. You can get a big ass house for the cheap in St. Louis. Like beautiful, St. Louis has some beautiful looking homes out there. You know what I mean? And like, you know, big old school houses, they probably haunted. Like I imagine that the houses in St. Louis are haunted as hell because they old. They look like they just been there since, you know, 20 gangsters were living there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Al Capone had a little house that he shacked up in St. Louis. It wasn't his main crib in Chicago, but every now and then he went down south, you know what I'm saying? Hit St. Louis, boom, pow, you know what I'm saying? 20 is Las Vegas. Las Vegas, man. A lot of people be living in Las Vegas, be thriving in Las Vegas. It's a lot of work that you can do out there. And you can, you know, low key afford a nice little spot in Vegas. It's just too goddamn hot for me, boy, man. But hell, sometimes I thought about moving to Vegas, like, you know what I'm saying, just to get my money's worth. You know, I feel like I can afford a house in Vegas. In LA, I can't afford no house. You know what I mean? And I can just commute. I can make the 4-hour trip to LA if I need to go LA do something. It's only 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? 21, Bakersfield, California. Now, first of all, Bakersfield, it's a dope name. Baker, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Bakersfield, trash. I'm not a fan of Bakersfield. And the last show I had in Bakersfield, trash. Cause, man, I did a show out there, man. The dude that booked me, man, he put me in the shittiest hotel. And I'm not even picky with hotels like that. So if I complain about the hotel, oh, it's a problem. If I complain about a hotel, that means it's low budgetary at its finest. And then he couldn't deliver the money all the way through. It was just, nah, bruh. Bakersfield. I'm not a fan of Bakersfield. Not a fan of it. It just doesn't look. Have you ever been to Bakersfield? It's not attractive. It is not attractive. You know what I'm saying? All kind of blemishes and cellulite on Bakersfield. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about just the look of the town. You ever see somebody with legs? They just be scarred up and just their legs look weathered. That's what Bakersfield look like as a city. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee's on here. Cincinnati, I'm impressed. Cincinnati, me and Sabrina had a good time in Cincinnati, man. I was impressed with Cincinnati. You know, and you know it's a Midwest city, so you know you get that mixture of like true dilapidation, and then you turn the corner and you get a nice gentrified block where it's like, oh, this is nice right here. So Cincinnati had a lot of that going on. I was a fan of Cincinnati. Plano, Texas, we just left there. Jacksonville, Florida, Colorado Springs. But let's switch into Detroit is number 36. Okay. Now, let's look at the cities I lived in. You know, LA, that's where I live now. They're number 68 out of 75. They're number 68. Cost of living in LA is $2,899.10 in LA. Here are the most expensive 5. Here are the bottom 5. San Francisco, like I told you earlier. New York, San Jose, California, Oakland, California, Boston, Massachusetts. These are the 5 most expensive cities in the U.S. out of the big cities, man. And first of all, San Francisco, New York, I'm not surprised. I didn't know Oakland was that close to San Fran. I already knew the Bay Area is mad pricey. So if you look at this list, out of the bottom 5, 3 of these are in the Bay Area, California. San Fran, San Jose, and Oakland. New York sprinkled in. We got Boston over the top. Jersey City, New Jersey is number 70. You don't even be paying attention to Jersey City like that. And it's like, Jersey City, okay, I didn't know. Washington, D.C. is no surprise, it's number 69. L.A., Seattle, no surprise. Irvine, California, no surprise. Honolulu, Hawaii, no surprise. San Diego, no surprise. Long Beach, Miami, Chicago, Santa Ana, California. Santa Ana is not impressive. I used to live in Orange County. It's kind of next to Santa Ana. Not impressed. It's like you get a palm tree here. Let me tell you something. Just because you got some palm trees don't mean you need to raise that rent up, man. Palm trees ain't all that. Palm trees are no better than the regular trees, in my opinion. Palm trees are no better than the weepy willow. They no better than them just regular bushy trees, or those trees that be on the side, then they come over the top, like over the street. We just passed trees like that in Houston, where it's like they're on the side, but then the top part comes out this way. So now the tree is over here, but the top part's coming over here. So now you driving underneath the top part of the tree while you're on the street. Palm trees ain't no better than them. You know what I'm saying? People getting beside themselves with these prices just because it's a palm tree. I'm not impressed. Anaheim, Austin, Denver, Philly, you know what I'm saying? Anchorage, Alaska is number 52. So Anchorage is kind of pricey out here. Okay. Baltimore, New Orleans. So yeah, man, what y'all think of this list? And where does your city fall on this list, man? I got the list posted up next to me so you can see where your city lies. And you know, tell me a little story about your city and how much you paying and what city you used to live in and how much you was paying there. Let me know in the comparison. And let me know, make some suggestions on where y'all think I should move next. Cause I don't see myself really living in LA long term because I feel like I ain't gonna get my money's worth. But you never know. I don't want to talk that shit and then I'll be like 65 still in LA. Let me know though. But yeah, man, San Francisco, man, they tripping out here with these prices. Got the nerve to be the city that Full House is set in. You got to have a full house just to pay that goddamn rent, man. Whatever happened to predictability? Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching, man.